welcome back to my channel. My name's Chloe. Hi! I thought today we would try some springtime crafting because we're finally getting some sunshine. Yay! So the things that we're going to try are this cute little bunny key ring. Oh, it looks adorable. And this lovely bunny sun catcher. So I think that's really cute too. And we're going to try this little fairy scene, which is made using shrink plastic. I got all of these from Hobbycraft. So without further ado, let's get stuck in and start some cozy crafting. Bye! So let's open up the pack and get all of the materials ready. Here's the instructions. And you can see all of the different materials are in the bag. And I'm just getting them all laid out. Okay, let's start with the eyes, that's what they suggest. And the kit comes with a needle actually, which is pretty handy. And the thing that I thought was extremely helpful, that it has all these punched holes ready, so you don't even have to try to work out where you're going to sew. It's all set out for you. And also in this kit they do recommend that you tie knots at the end of your thread. So normally I would do stitches, but for this kit it works really well. So you want to tie a double knot so that your thread doesn't come straight through again. And now let's get going sewing these eyes. I think when I did this, I did about 10 stitches altogether. So even though they start off looking like a straight line, in actual fact, as you've got more stitches on top of each other, then it turns into more of an eye shape. So it's really clever. Then I just did a couple of stitches on top of each other here, and then I just took the thread straight across, although you do have to watch out a bit because it can pull. And then do the same thing again for the other eye. Again, do about 10 stitches on top of themselves. Okay, so now we're onto the nose, and you can see we've got this piece of felt with tons and tons of holes in it. So you want to start off with tying your knot so your thread doesn't come through. And I started with the nose, so to do the nose you just sew round in a triangle. And I don't think I had to do that too many times. I think I only went round maybe twice, because it soon starts to look like a nose. So then you come down so that you can stitch the mouth. And I think for the mouth I did single stitches. That was all you needed to do. And yay, we got a cute little bunny face! Woohoo! So yeah, time to finish off your thread at the back. And tie a couple of knots to finish. Now it's time to fix this part to the body. Oh, Oh, it's such a cute bunny. I'm so excited. And you use the white thread to sew this onto the body. And it's just so easy because the holes are already marked for you to sew. And I actually started off, I did single stitches around the face part, but in the end, a bit later on, you'll see that I went round again because it actually looks a lot better with a double row of stitches. Okay, so now we're onto the ears. So you pop these parts from the felt, and the pink bit says wow. And then everything lines up nicely because you've got those holes ready. Then for this bit you can use white thread, and I started right at the bottom of the ear, as you can see. And then you can just stitch around the ear. And those guiding holes just make it so easy. Then you can stitch around again, and then you can fill in where the gaps were at the stitches so that you've got a line of stitches that goes the whole way around. Then you got one ear. Whee! So then obviously you just do the same thing for the other ear, and now Bunny has 2 ears! So now it's time to start putting the body pieces together. So you want to match them up carefully, make sure all of your threads are inside. Then you can pin it together just to make sure that it stays. Then you want to carefully decide where you want to put your ears. So put the first ear in. And I counted the holes that I could see so that I could match the other ear on the other side. Then your ears are going to be evenly placed. And you can see you've got maybe 1 or 2 holes in between. I think it was actually only 1. But yeah, there you are. Now you can see it's all nicely lined up. And oh my goodness, look at that mess at the back, but it's okay. We're going to cover that up. And yeah, I got a bit excited here. You can see it was a bit fiddly. So everything went completely out of the view of the camera because I was concentrating really hard. So yeah, I think this first bit is a bit difficult when you're trying to get through all the layers. So we've jumped ahead a bit. Now you can see I've managed to get it started. And you can see you've got to get through the body layer and the ear layer, so it is fiddly. But you'll get the hang of it. Just have to keep trying. Like anything really. Once you get going, you're fine. And then you can sew around the face. And I stitched around the first arm. When I'd done the first arm, I decided to start with a bit of stuffing because obviously it's easier to reach that arm at this point. And you can use something to push the stuffing in. I've got a bit of dowel there that I use. Then you just carry on with the stitching down the side of the body and around the first leg. done the other leg, put some stuffing in down for the toes. Now you can start to fill up the body as well. And you can use anything really. You could use a pencil just to push the stuffing down so you don't get any holes at the bottom. Now it's time to do the other arm. And you can see now it's getting more fiddly again because you're trying to manage everything. Just takes a bit of patience really. Then you want to put stuffing in for that other arm. And use something to push it down again so that the hand is nicely stuffed. The bunny's paw. Then you can take some more stuffing and fill the rest of the body up and also the head as well. I really enjoyed making this bunny so much, it's so cute! And once you think you've got enough stuffing in, then you can close up the hole. Again, this was just a little bit awkward, but it's definitely doable, just takes a bit of fiddling around. And you can see that I actually caught the stitch a bit there, so I had to pull it up. And then time for a last bit of stuffing. And then finish up to the top. Whee! We've got a bunny! So cute! So then I did a couple of stitches just to finish my thread off and pulled it through to the centre so that there was a long tail inside the bunny. Now we're onto the carrot. So use the green thread for this so that you can sew on the leaves for the carrot. Tie knots obviously so that the thread doesn't come undone. And at this point I used my glue gun just to stick those threads down so that they weren't coming out when it was on the bunny. You don't have to do this, but it just finishes it off nicely. And at this point, this is where I'm going to cover up threads on the backs of the ears, because I think they look a bit messy. And so I'm taking my glue gun again, and I've got lots of craft materials, so I'm lucky I had something that was just perfect, a little ribbon bow, and it covers up those ends really nicely. But obviously you could tie a ribbon bow, you don't have to have one of these ones that's ready made. Or anything else. Perfect. Now just checking the instructions again to make sure I get the last bit right and put the carrot in the right place. And you just tie this on at the back actually, you don't have to sew this in place or anything. Then I put my needle through the top of the bunny, you can see, and then you can pull the attachment for the keyring straight through. And then you can put one loop through the other loop, and there you're attached. And your bunny is complete! I think it's so cute and it was so much fun to make. But I would say it took me about 2 hours altogether. So this is part 1.